everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer and Happy New Year to everyone. If you're watching this video, you have made it to the end of 2020. Give yourself a hand, give yourself some credit for making it through what in my 48 years has been the most unique year that I have ever lived through. Certainly, I know that everyone has had a difficult time this year to varying degrees, but I hope that all of you are healthy and have a renewed hope for 2021, that it will be a better and healthier, and frankly, more connected year. What I thought about what I wanted to end this year on was, like, you know, a positive note, something to celebrate. And I thought, what is better as a celebration than an award show? So I started thinking about, like, the Emmys, the Tonys, you know, and I was like, the Oscars, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? This is the Feisties. This is the Feisty Awards. It is the 10 awards that I have made up completely out of my weird little brain. And there's gonna be just 10 awards. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through each award, and then I'll put pictures up representing the awardee, the award winner. And there may be some runner-ups in some of the categories because, again, I made this up. I could do whatever I want. So with that, let us go to the last video of 2020. Okay, the first award is the best indie brand. Now, this is the best indie brand that I found in 2020. So in other words, it could be a brand that's been around for a while, but it's something that I really discovered in 2020 as the best. Now, the winner, the awardee, is a brand that I actually was aware of before 2020, but it wasn't one that I had, you know, really sampled all of their work, all of their products. And in 2020, I basically bought practically everything they have. Not really, but quite a bit. So the best indie brand award goes to Sydney Grace. And I have to tell you guys, I just, you know, I love everything about the brand. The palettes are beautiful. They're really well curated. They're unique. I have shades from the Enduring Love palette on my eye right now, and they're soft, but they're pigmented. They have just really interesting curation in their palettes. Like, it's not the color combinations that you would necessarily think of, but they work beautifully. The Tiny Marvels palette's one of my favorites of all time that they did with Mel Thompson. It's a unique palette. It has color story that you wouldn't necessarily like think of, but the colors in there work great together. Enduring Love I have in light and dark because I love the palette so much. There's so many others, and I'll be putting up pictures. Hopefully that will work. Hopefully I'm not just waving my hands at things. And you know, I'm so impressed. And there's been a couple of times that I've ordered where something has gone weird, usually because it's my fault. And their customer service is exemplary. Everyone I've ever spoken to there is just incredibly lovely. I just think their overall brand and aesthetic is fantastic. Really impressed from A to Z. Second award is the product that performs like it's expensive, but isn't. So, you know, I am a luxury, beauty, fashion, whatever. It's a broad lifestyle channel. And almost all of the products that I talk about on the channel are upscale luxury products. It's the area that I'm interested in, and it's the thing that I use. And it would be untrue to myself if I started talking really about drugstore, or I guess you would say, I don't know what the word is, but it's more like, you know, less expensive makeup. It's not because I have anything against less expensive makeup, guys. I know that there's a lot of brands out there, there's a lot of products out there that perform beautifully, and I actually have many of them. But for me, I enjoy the beauty of the luxury brands, the packaging, and often the ingredients that are used in many of the upscale luxury brands work well for me. I am an older person. I'm not old, but I'm older. I'm 48. I have a lot of skin problems. I have a lot of allergies, and immune issues with like everything. So for me, I find that the luxury brands work better for me overall. So that investment for me is worth it, especially in skincare. But I do have a lot of products that I've either learned from you guys or from my friends who are like, I tried this, it's really good, you should try it. And the one product that stands out to me in this category are the e.l.f. minis. And I'll put all the pictures up of all the ones that I have. They are awesome. They perform on your eye just like a luxury brand. I was impressed with every single one of them. I think the hot jalapeno and the cotton candy? Carnival? I can't remember. I'll put all the stuff up. But they're phenomenal on the eye. They look stunningly beautiful. They blend really well. They're like $4. I don't know how e.l.f. did that. I really don't. And I will tell you, the other e.l.f. products that I've tried don't necessarily live up to that. So it's just those minis that I'm talking about. Now, there may be other e.l.f. products that are that good, that are that high-end performing, but I can only speak to the little minis. So if you're looking right now at the pictures, you should see those and those only. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about e.l.f. palettes in general. I'm specifically talking about those little mini 4 palettes, which are just amazing. Most luxurious packaging is the third award. And guys, this was tough because there was a lot of luxurious packaging this year. And there are some packaging that I guess would be more unique, like the Byredo. The Byredo packaging is just like stunning and really unique and beautiful. The La Bouche Rouge, stunningly beautiful packaging. I haven't done that much on this channel about La Bouche Rouge. I love La Bouche Rouge. I have their lipsticks. I will be doing some videos with their highlighters and some other products in 2021, which is tomorrow. But I haven't really done that much on the channel. So I really didn't feel fair putting that in this category because as award winner, because I haven't really shown it to you. You might have seen it on other channels, but not on mine. Chanel and Dior and Tom Ford, they all have beautiful packaging. They've always had beautiful packaging, and I think they did a great job this year. But it wasn't anything like, to me, that like I was like, oh yes, overall as a brand. So the company that I went with was Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent has always had a really interesting aesthetic, and I think they've done a lot with their lipstick packaging and everything. But their eyeshadows, in my opinion, the way they did their palettes this year, the big palettes, you can see one like right here in the background. I have it up on my shelf. I just think is stunning. Now they came out with the ones earlier in the year that have the black faux leather on the front, as you can see. The one for the holiday was the something wild. Anyway, I'll have the picture up there. And then the one for spring is gonna be pink. And I just think the way that they did that, making them look like clutches and basically calling them clutches, but makeup clutches, I just think is really innovative, but really luxurious and beautiful. I really like the way they did that. And they tied in the lipsticks cases for the holiday collection. I think they're gonna be doing some similar things for spring. I think the packaging is gorgeous, and I really think it's very luxurious, and they did an excellent job. It, at a distance, really looks like a purse, which is pretty impressive because honestly, I'm pretty picky about my bags, and you could put a chain on that, carry it around, no one would know the difference. Best reformulated product. So there was a couple in this category actually that I really thought of putting as the awardee. There was a couple, and I struggled back and forth, but I had to really think about, okay, what would be like to my channel be like the tie-in to what I've done this year. And it has to be the Dior Quints, the Dior Quint eyeshadows. Those eyeshadows, honestly guys, if you're new to Dior now and you're only using it since they reformulated, you do not understand the enormous difference between the formula of the eyeshadows before and after this year. It is like it's a totally different brand. I mean, I just got the spring brand for Dior. I don't know if it's gonna be anything like those. I did get one of the Quints. It's pink Sakura, I think. And then I got the Glow, the trios. I don't know if the trios are gonna be like the new formula. It doesn't sound like they are. It sounds like the Quints just are. We'll see. But I have to tell you, I bought every single one of them except for one, and I can't remember the name of the one I didn't buy. It's the really, really pink one, which I'll probably pick up, to be quite honest. But what I would say is, it is night and day different. The formula of the new Quints is outstanding. I mean, it's amazing how good it is. It's excellent. It has a beautiful smoothness to it. It's excellent for mature skin. It blends perfectly. Every single quad was excellent. There was no color story that was bad. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It absolutely deserved. It deserved the award. Makeup that made me the happiest. So I put this in here because I was trying to think of, like, I could put all kinds of, interesting awards. And again, I made this up like at 10 o'clock at night. But I was thinking, about what I was talking about earlier about 2020 being a difficult year and how we should look to more than what we accumulate or what we have. And I was thinking, like, what makes me happy about makeup? What makes me happy about makeup and beauty has always been, I have a love for art and I have a love for color and shade and texture. I've always been interested in that. And if my life had gone a different way, I probably would have ended up being a designer or something. But what's important to me, what matters to me at the end of the day, is really the relationships that I've built through the channel, the ability to talk about makeup and fashion and beauty with people who also share that passion. Because in my daytime job, that's not something we talk about, which is fine. I mean, that's a totally different world. So I don't get to share that as often. And through this medium, I get to do that, which I just really, it means a lot to me. And it means a lot that it means a lot to all of you and all the people that I've met through the channel. So the makeup that makes me the happiest was the Chanel Sublimage foundation. For those of you who've watched, you know that foundation is not available in the US. And the reason that I have it and the reason I get to use it is because of a lovely person here on YouTube who basically offered to get it to me. She lives in Canada. And at the time, I did not know her particularly well. I know her better now. But she's just a lovely human being, just a really good person. And, you know those people exist conceptually in your mind. But when someone actually shows you just, how good life can be and how kind people can be, it's just a very heartwarming thing. So every time I use that foundation, I think of her. Every time I use that foundation, it occurs to me that I should take an extra step to do something nice for someone. It's a daily reminder that life is far more about people and relationships and small acts of kindness than owning the newest makeup. So that is the makeup that made me the happiest this year. Number 6, the best lipstick to wear under a mask, which is not something that I would have ever thought would be an award before this year. But now it's relevant. And frankly, guys, I think it's going to be relevant for a while. I'm really, really thrilled about the vaccine that's been shipped out and will continue to be shipped out over the next couple months. And I really do hope that we are able to return or move forward towards something that gives us a lot more flexibility and the, hopefully, ability to return to a semblance of our normal or previous experiences. But we all know that this is not going to happen overnight. And we also know that, these types of things can happen again. So mask wearing may not go away entirely. And if it does, which would be awesome, I'd love it if it did, but if it does, it's not going to go away tomorrow. So it is important to understand that, you can't just throw it in the trash. So I was trying to think of okay, what could you actually wear under a mask and it really wouldn't transfer? And the only product that I've come up with is the Chanel Tenues. Now, what I would say about it is you do want to let it wear on your lips a little while before you put the mask over it, because the gloss that you put on, it is a little tacky for a while. But if you put it on and then blot it and then wait a little while, wait 5-10 minutes, blot it and then put a mask on, that stuff's not coming off. It really isn't. You could wear a mask over that. In fact, I've tried it. And it doesn't come off. So that was the only product that I could think of. Now, I don't have liquid stains, liquid lip stains. Those won't come off either, because if you use a liquid stain, literally what you're doing is staining the skin, the lip. That's not going to come off on a mask. So those types of products are the things that you can wear under a mask pretty safely and, you know, go throughout the day. I would say if you're wearing a mask and you're doing an 8-hour shift, let's say you're a nurse, for example, and you want to wear lipstick because it makes you happy, those are the things that I would say work. So for me and what I have, the award goes to the Chanel Tenues. Number 7, the movie TV tie-in product that I'm glad to have as part of my collection. So, you know, they did a lot this year with, you know, was Hello Kitty and Sailor Moon, and there was a ton. Hocus Pocus, there was a lot. And I try really hard not to buy into that stuff. And the reason is, not that there's anything wrong with doing it, trust me, Wonder Woman, because they do it because they know that people have a built-in fan base for those programs, television shows, movies, whatever it is, and that you'll buy it just because you love, quote, Wonder Woman, or you love, quote, Star Wars, etc., etc., etc. And it's so difficult because I am a huge Wonder Woman fan, I'm a huge sci-fi fan, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is my favorite movie of all time. All time, hands down, it's Star Wars. So there are products that I've bought that is frankly solely because they're Italian. No question. However, usually the products aren't very good. They're terrible, usually. Or they're okay. They're like fine, but I don't use them. But this year, there are actually 2 that I bought because of the tie-in, and actually one I didn't buy, but anyway, that I really am glad that they're part of my collection. So the winner is the House of Sillage Wonder Woman perfume. It actually is a beautiful perfume, guys. It's stunningly beautiful. If you like sweet, like vanilla scents like I do, it's amazing. It's a beautiful bottle, it's a beautiful scent. It absolutely was worth the money, and I'm thrilled to have it as part of my collection. Did I buy it because it was Wonder Woman? Yes, absolutely I did, because I did not smell it before I bought it. So I had no idea if I was gonna like it. But I am a huge Wonder Woman fan, huge, like enormous. I wanted to be Wonder Woman when I was a kid. If you saw my Halloween video, I dressed up as Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. So yeah, I was gonna buy it anyway, but I am really proud to have it as part of my collection. It's a stunning scent, and I really do wear it like all the time. The honorable mention is the Mandalorian, the child palette that ColourPop came out with. I did not buy it, it was given to me, but I will tell you, that's a really good palette. It's actually really nice, and it looks really good on me. Like, I mean, it's like a good color story for me. It's got basically greens and browns, which I like, and I think look good with my coloring. And it actually blended really well, and it didn't sink into the lines, and it looked really nice. And it's a relatively inexpensive palette, guys. So if you're out there right now saying, yeah, you know, it's ColourPop, and trust me, I have issues with ColourPop, but if you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna, I have to say, if you like greens and browns, you should get it. It's a really good palette, and I'm the first to tell you that I'm surprised. But the winner is the House of Sillage Wonder Woman perfume. Okay, best new makeup line. Now, I had a really tough time with this one because the one that I'm giving the award to technically had a makeup line before this year, but it wasn't a full makeup line. It was a very narrow makeup line, and it wasn't really a makeup line. It was one product. So I had to give the award to this line because overall it is the one that I think is the best new makeup line, but there's another one that does get an honorable mention, and that's Gucci. And Gucci actually did have a line way back, I forget exactly when it was, but it wasn't really, to be honest, well done. It wasn't cohesive, and they sort of scrapped it. And then last year, 2019, they came out with their lipsticks. And they had a pretty limited amount of lipsticks. But I have to say, I really liked their lipsticks. The casings were beautiful. The bullets had all this like Art Deco and like 1950s kind of, I mean, really just beautifully done. But then of course this year they dropped their bronzer, which is, in my opinion, the best bronzer I've ever owned in my life, and I love it. They came up with the brow pencil, which is the best brow pencil I have ever used, and I mean, I can't say enough about it. The powder, which I really like. It's good for my skin. My skin is very dry. It's good for mature skin. It's a beautiful compact. I love the way it smells. So these are all excellent things. The reason I was having difficulty deciding on it, two things. One, like I said, the lipsticks technically came out last year. And two, the foundation and the primer that just came out. The foundation, I hated more than anything I've tried in a very long time. Like, it was awful. Now, I've seen, since then, I have watched other videos, and for the most part, most of the people that I've watched have also hated it. But I have seen some reviews where people really enjoy it, and it looks good on them. So, I don't know if there are two different formulas out there, or if it's just a very specific type of skin it works on. I honestly don't know. But I will say this, I am glad it works for some people, because for me, it was the worst $68 I've ever spent. I mean, it was so bad, guys, so bad. Everything I tried, it just looked worse. The primer seems okay. I don't love it, but it actually seems fine. So I'm gonna keep playing with the primer, and we'll see. So that foundation, huge fail, was difficult for me to get over in saying that this was the best new makeup line. But the bronzer and the brows and the lipsticks, and I love the lipsticks, I really do. In addition to the fact that the powder I really enjoy and the primer seems okay, I was like, okay, it's got to go to Gucci. However, some really close seconds, guys, are the Vive line by Jamie Genevieve. Really good. Now, she doesn't have as many products. She has an eyeshadow palette. She's got lip liners, lipsticks, and highlighter. But I have to say, they're all really good. They're excellent products. So if she expands her line, I mean, you know, that if she had come out with a foundation that was excellent and a bronzer that was excellent, I can tell you right now, that would have edged out Gucci, which is saying a lot, because the Gucci foundation was so bad. Sorry. And the Byredo products. I really like the Byredo products. I think they're really good. Again, more limited, so I don't think they have as broad of a makeup line, but I really am enjoying their eyeshadows, and I like the lipsticks. I think the formula of the lipstick is beautiful. Product that's worth the splurge. So I started to think, okay, like when we're talking about, like, you know, expensive, really expensive things, and what would you get? What would you want to spend a lot of money on? Like, what would be the thing that you would spend a lot of money on that you couldn't get equal for something that was a lot cheaper? And honestly, the thing that came to mind was the Dyson Airwrap. Hence why I have the Charlie's Angels hair today. The Dyson Airwrap works in a way that no other tool has ever worked for me. The Dyson hairdryer is the same. If you have thick hair or a lot of hair, I'm telling you now, the Dyson products are worth the investment. They absolutely are. If you don't have a lot of hair, you have like really short hair, or you just have very thin hair, or you just don't do your hair a lot, then absolutely not. They're very expensive. But if you do your hair a lot, you spend a lot of time on your hair, or you have hair like mine where you have massive amounts of it and it's coarse or thick or both, the Dyson is really good. Now, what I did today is with the smaller barrel of the Dyson Airwrap, and basically I dry my hair with the Dyson hairdryer, and then I take sections of my hair, because there's so much of it, and go through with the smaller barrel, and this is all in one direction. So in other words, it's all back on this side, all back on this side. If you want to get a more natural look, you can basically, what you do is you have the curler going this way and then this way and then this way and then this way. And you'll get more of that like just all over full look. What I did is very much a Farrah Fawcett 1970s kind of look. There's all kinds of looks you can do with it, and I do different things all the time. But I wanted to showcase literally what this does because I think people don't understand. This took me 15 minutes. I'm not joking. It really didn't take much longer than that. And I have a lot of hair. It works really fast because I can dry my hair really quickly with the Dyson hairdryer. It's very powerful, but it doesn't make your hair frizzy. And so it dries my hair very, very quickly, so much faster than it took with any other hairdryer I've ever owned. So I can dry my hair in like 15 minutes. Or less, like my hair is dry. Now, I don't fully dry it when I do this look. I dry my hair for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I take the barrel and do like 15 to 20 seconds for each section, and you get this. Absolutely worth the splurge, in my opinion, for my type of hair, or for anyone out there who has a lot of hair, uses it all the time, every day. It's worth the investment. Okay, we're down to the last award, guys. And the last award is the best brand overall. The best brand overall was really tough for me because, as you know, I love Dior, I love Chanel. I have ties with Chanel. I used to work for them for a very long time ago. I love the Wayne Goss products. And by the way, Wayne Goss was a really close when it was the best new makeup line. Wayne Goss was, I wanted to put Wayne Goss there because I love his eyeshadow palettes and I love his lip glosses and I love his lipsticks. But I have to say the Gucci bronzer was like so good. And the brow product, I use the Gucci bronzer and the Gucci brow product every single day. So I was like, do I use the Wayne Goss every single day? No. I mean, I love it, but I don't use it every day. But it was really tough not to put it there. But anyway, that's not the point. Awards are hard, guys. You know, this is the tough part. But Wayne Goss is coming out with powder and foundation in 2021. So maybe he'll be there for 2021. Best brand overall, like I said, is really hard for me. So I tried to think of the brand where every single product I tried, every product category was good. So did they have a foundation? Did I like it? Did they have a liner? Did I like it? Did they have a lip gloss? Did I like it? Did they have a lipstick? Did I like it? Etc, etc, etc. And what I came up with was Suku. Honestly, guys, it's not the brand I would have, if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have been like, Suku? What the heck is... I had heard of Suku, but it was sort of like just okay, yeah, I know that's a Japanese brand. Like I didn't have any real knowledge of it. And I started seeing it more and more this year. And I started seeing other content creators use it. And I really liked the aesthetic. So I was like, I'll try it. The eyeshadows are beautiful. They're seamless. They're elegant. They really look good on the eye. You really can't mess them up either because they can be like layered. So if you go on with a light hand, you just sort of sweep it all over the eye, like that looks beautiful, but you can also intensify it, which I think is a really nice touch. The blushes are perfect and I love them. The lip fogs are like a miracle. I don't know what's in those things. The lipsticks are really good. I really like. The foundation is phenomenal. I love their foundation. So I was like, okay, it has to be Suku. Now, I haven't tried everything in the line. I'm gonna certainly invest more in the brand in 2021 because I've liked it so much. I don't think they have a bronzer, technically. Although there are some shades in the blush palette that I think some people could use as a bronzer. Not me personally, but I think you could do it. So I'm hoping they come out with more. I think that I've seen that the eyeshadow quads are for spring are already, like you can see pictures of them. They look beautiful. So I'll pick up a few of those. But again, everything I've tried by Suku I've liked. There hasn't been any product that I've been like, wow, that's a disappointment. And I think for me, when I was trying to come up what, you know, the parameters would be around best brand, that's a pretty good indicator. If every single thing you try from their brand you like, I think that works. And not only like, but really love. I mean, like, honestly, the Suku foundation is fast becoming one of my favorites. And I haven't had it very long. So now, again, these are my awards. These are my Feisties. I chose these based on, you know, my feelings for these products. You might have a completely different list. You might disagree with me entirely, which is totally okay. And also, if you want to take this idea, or if you already have had this idea and you're doing a year-end awards, that's awesome too. There's plenty of room for all of us to do these types of things. I just thought it'd be a fun, positive way to end 2020 and talk about all the great things that have happened this year. And I really do want to thank all of you for tuning in, for subscribing, for watching, for sharing. It's gone so much better than I thought it would be. I mean, I was hoping it would be positive and I was hoping it would be a good experience, but honestly, it's been a great one. All of you that watch and subscribe and interact with me, I love it. Thank you so much. And to all of you who I've gotten to know better through this channel or gotten to be friends with, I mean, I just, you know, it didn't even occur to me, to be really honest, that I would make the kind of friendships that I've already made in 9 months on this channel. I guess it didn't really, I mean, I knew that it was an interactive medium, sort of, but what I really didn't get was that you really can connect with people over a love of beauty, fashion, you know, makeup, and that can turn into something much deeper. I have so many good friends, people who, no matter what happens with this channel or what I decide to do with YouTube in the future, I really do feel like I will be friends with for the rest of my life. And that is worth, you know, more than anything else. So I want to thank everyone again for just being here, for watching. It's just been really an amazing ride over the last 9 months, and 2020 has been challenging, difficult, and in many ways disappointing. But this channel has not been any of those things. It's been fantastic. And I really look forward to all that we're gonna do in 2021. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Enjoy. Take the weekend to relax and decompress before things start up, you know, like they always do at the beginning of January. And I will hopefully see you all really soon.